Uh, hey Virgo, lock the door behind you. If there is someone else in the room, wait until they leave. Do not read this aloud. Do not cast it to your television. Do not let the audio play where another pair of ears might catch the vibration of these words. What is about to be transmitted to you is classified, not by any government, not by any institution made of brick and paper and policy, classified by the part of the universe that handles deliveries too delicate, too precise, too easily corrupted by the static of other people's expectations to be announced in daylight or discussed over coffee. Tonight is not a metaphor. Tonight is not a feeling. Tonight is a container, a sealed, temperature-controlled, time-stamped container, and something is being placed inside it with your name written on it in a language that only your cells can read. You have less than 12 hours, maybe less than 6. And if you are not positioned correctly when the handoff happens, you will miss it, not forever, but for a long enough stretch of time that the ache of missing it will become its own bitter education. I do not want you to learn that lesson the hard way. I want you to receive what is yours. So follow these instructions exactly. Do not tell anybody. Not your best friend, not your mother, not the person who shares your bed, not yet. This is between you and the frequency that is currently homing in on your coordinates. The moment you speak it, you dissipate it. The moment you share it, you split the signal. Keep it whole. Keep it close. Keep it silent. Now, let me tell you what is going to happen tonight, not because I am guessing, but because the channel opened 40 minutes ago and it will not close until the delivery is made and you are the address. The first thing you need to understand is that tonight is a breach in the wall that separates your current reality from the reality that has been trying to reach you. That wall is not made of bad luck or punishment. It is made of timing. It is made of the necessary lag between the moment you ask and the moment you are ready to hold the answer. The wall has been thick. The wall has been heavy. The wall has been the reason you have been walking in circles, thinking you were moving forward, wondering why every door you pushed gave slightly but never swung wide. Tonight, the wall develops a crack. Not a crumble, not an explosion, a clean surgical crack. And through that crack, something is going to slip through that has been waiting on the other side for exactly this alignment. You will not hear it arrive. You will not see it land, but you will feel it. And the feeling is going to be so specific, so unmistakably addressed to you that your first instinct will be to doubt it. Do not doubt it. Doubt is the tax you have been trained to pay on every good thing, and tonight the tax has been waived. Here is the timeline. Memorize it. Do not write it down where someone might find it. Let it live in your mind only. The first phase begins at the moment the sun crosses the horizon in your specific location. Not sunset in general, your sunset. The exact coordinates where your body is standing or sitting or lying right now. When that light dips below the edge of the world, a switch flips in your energetic field. You may not notice it immediately. You may be eating dinner. You may be staring at a screen. You may be arguing about something trivial. But beneath the surface of your ordinary awareness, a door has unlocked. From that moment until approximately 3 hours later, you will enter what I am going to call the thinning. The veil between what you think is possible and what is actually arranged for you becomes tissue thin. During the thinning, You will experience a series of micro events that seem random but are actually coordinates, a number that appears twice in 10 minutes, a name that comes up in a conversation you are not supposed to overhear, a sudden craving for a food you have not eaten since childhood, a memory that surfaces with such vividness that you can smell the air of the room where it happened. These are not distractions, these are markers. The universe is laying breadcrumbs, confirming that you are on the correct frequency. Do not analyze them, do not post about them, just note them and keep moving. The second phase begins around the time your body would naturally start to wind down. For some of you, this is 9 in the evening, for others, midnight. For the night owls among you, perhaps 2 or 3 in the morning. Whenever your personal rhythm dips into that liminal space between waking and sleep, the main event begins. I am not going to tell you that a stranger is going to knock on your door with a check for $1 million. I am not going to promise you a text from a lost love that solves every riddle of your heart. Those things might happen in the broader sweep of your life, but they are not what tonight is for. Tonight is an interior event that wears an exterior face. It is a transmission that enters through the crown of your head and then walks through your body room by room, turning on lights you did not know had switches. It usually arrives as a thought, but not one of your thoughts. It is going to feel like someone else's thought that has been dropped into your mind like a stone into a still pond. The ripples will be these: a sudden, absolute clarity about something you have been confused about for months, maybe years. A decision you have been circling will suddenly have only one door, and that door will be glowing. A person you have been unable to forgive will suddenly feel weightless in your chest, not because you have worked through it, but because the frequency of tonight dissolves old adhesions without asking your permission. An idea will arrive fully formed, with details, with next steps, with a strange sense of inevitability, as if you are remembering something you always knew but had been forbidden to access until now. This is the payload. This is what has been traveling toward you through the dark. And here is the part that will make you want to tell someone. The part that will feel so electric, so undeniable, so perfectly timed to the question you have been carrying, that you will feel an almost physical urge to pick up your phone and type it out to the first person in your contacts. Resist. I am serious. Treat this urge like a craving for something that will poison you. Because the moment you externalize this before it has rooted in your soil, you hand the controls to someone else's reaction. And their reaction, no matter how well-meaning, no matter how supportive, carries a frequency. That frequency will either amplify or distort what you have just received. Most of the time, it distorts. They will ask practical questions. They will bring their own fears. They will project their own limitations onto your vision. They will say, "Are you sure?" And those 3 words, innocent as they seem, are enough to dim the glow of a revelation that needed your total, undivided belief to survive its first hour. So do not tell anybody, not tonight. Not tomorrow morning. Give it 3 days. Give it 3 days of silent gestation before you let another voice into the room where this seed has just been planted. The third phase happens while you sleep. Even if you think you do not dream, you will dream tonight. The transmission that entered as a thought will migrate into your subconscious and begin to redecorate. You will see symbols. Water is common during these nights, not violent water. Still water, a lake at dawn, a bathtub filled with something luminous, a glass of water that never empties no matter how much you drink. You may see a key. You may see a door you have walked past 1,000 times in a house you know well, only tonight it is open and there is light behind it. You may see yourself as a child, and the child will hand you an object. Pay attention to the object. It is a clue about the next 3 months of your life. When you wake up, the dream may already be fading. That is normal. The important parts do not live in the memory, they live in the chemistry. You will wake up with a different body, a body that feels lighter behind the eyes, a body that takes a deeper breath without trying, a body that knows something the mind has not yet translated. Do not rush the translation. Let it hover. Now, the preparation, because you cannot receive a transmission of this voltage with a cluttered receiver. In the hours between now and the thinning, you have work to do, not hard work, not stressful work, cleansing work. First, your physical space. Go to the room where you spend the most time and remove 3 objects that belong to an older version of you. I am not asking you to Marie Kondo your entire existence, just 3 things. A shirt that no longer fits who you are becoming, a book you have been pretending you will finish, a gift from someone who is no longer aligned with your path. Put them in a bag and move them out of your sight. You are creating negative space. The universe abhors a vacuum, but it respects one. It will not fill a cluttered room. Second, your digital space. Mute every group chat that drains you. Archive every conversation that is stuck in a loop of complaint or gossip. Turn off every notification that is not essential. Tonight your phone is a portal, not a casino. Treat it accordingly. Third, your body. Eat light. If you can, fast from solid food after sunset. Drink water that has been still for a while. Not sparkling, not flavored. Plain water is a conductor. You want your nervous system to be a clear wire, not a frayed cable wrapped in sugar and adrenaline. If you have access to salt, put a pinch in your bath or shower and let it run over your shoulders. Salt resets the field. It scrubs the residue of other people's projections off your skin. Fourth, and this is the most important preparation, your speech. From the moment you finish reading this until the sun rises tomorrow, practice radical silence, not monk-like silence. You can answer if someone asks you where the remote is, but do not initiate. Do not volunteer. Do not fill the air with words to cover the humming of your own anticipation. Every word you speak before the transmission is a word that could have been energy conserved for the reception. Think of yourself as a battery. You want to be at full charge when the handoff happens. Small talk is a leak. Complaining is a flood. Gossip is a hurricane that drains the grid. Seal the leaks. I need to tell you about the specific nature of what is coming because I want you to recognize it when it lands and not mistake it for something ordinary. This is not a general blessing. This is not a things are looking up kind of night. This is a surgical strike of truth. It is going to address the one thing you have been pretending does not matter as much as it does. The one thing you have been managing, coping with, working around rather than solving. For some of you, this is a financial structure that is unsustainable. For others, it is a relationship where you have been playing a role. For others, it is a creative work that you have been too afraid to claim as your own. For others, it is a health pattern that you have been treating as a personality trait rather than a signal. Tonight, the signal gets amplified. Tonight, the truth walks into the room and sits down across from you and refuses to leave until you look it in the eye. And when you do, you will not feel fear, you will feel relief. The kind of relief that makes you laugh out loud in an empty room. The kind of relief that feels like a bone finally snapping back into place after years of being subtly out of joint. There is a physical protocol for the moment of arrival, and I want you to know it so you do not panic when your body starts to react. When the transmission hits, your temperature may drop. You may feel a chill that has nothing to do with the room. Your scalp may tingle. Your hands may feel slightly numb. You may hear a high-pitched tone in one ear, then the other. Your vision may pulse at the edges, as if the room is breathing. These are not signs of illness. These are signs of alignment. Your energetic field is expanding to accommodate the new frequency, and the expansion creates sensations that your everyday vocabulary does not have names for. Do not reach for a blanket. Do not reach for a pill. Reach for a pen. Write down what is coming through, even if it does not make sense, even if it looks like gibberish. The translation happens later. The recording happens now. If you cannot write, speak it into your phone in a voice memo. But whisper, keep the vibration low and close to your chest. This is not for public broadcast. This is for you. And now, the warning. Because every delivery of this magnitude comes with a shadow. The shadow is not dangerous, but it is clever. It will try to intercept the package before you open it. It usually arrives in the form of a distraction, a fight that breaks out between now and tonight over something stupid, an unexpected demand on your time, a sudden wave of exhaustion that makes you want to cancel your own evening and go to sleep early. A text from someone you have been waiting to hear from, arriving at exactly the wrong moment, pulling your attention away from the interior work. Recognize these for what they are: interference. Static on the line. Do not engage with the fight. Do not accept the demand. Do not answer the text. Protect the container. The container is your evening. The container is your mind. The container is the silent, charged space between sunset and sleep where the handoff happens. Guard it like a vault. I also need to address the person who shares your space, if there is one, the roommate, the partner, the family member. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to announce that you are undergoing a spiritual operation tonight. Simply be unavailable. Not cold, not rude, just occupied. Claim a bath. Claim an early night. Claim a headache if you must. The excuse does not matter. The boundary does. What is coming to you is too delicate to be walked in on, too precise to be interrupted by someone asking what is for dinner. If you live alone, bless your solitude. Lock the door anyway. Turn off the lights that do not need to be on. Let the house fall into a hush that feels like it is listening. What happens after tonight? The transmission does not end when you wake up. It integrates. Over the next 72 hours, you will notice that your reactions have changed. Things that used to trigger you will slide off. Opportunities that were hidden will become obvious. Conversations that were stuck will suddenly find their flow. Your body will want different food. Your sleep will want different hours. You may feel an urge to change your hair, your route to work, the side of the bed you sleep on. Do not resist these urges. They are the new frequency rearranging your external life to match the internal upgrade. Follow them, trust them. They are the breadcrumbs of the new path. But none of this happens if you do not prepare. None of this happens if you read this, shrug, and go about your evening exactly as you had planned. The universe is not in the business of forcing deliveries on people who are not home to sign for them. You have to be present. You have to be waiting. You have to be quiet enough to hear the knock that does not use sound. Tonight is not a lottery, it is a scheduled appointment. And the part of you that scheduled it, the part of you that exists above your daily personality, is currently watching to see if you show up. I want to leave you with one final image. Imagine a room in a building that has been locked since before you were born. The room is not large. It is not ornate, but it contains one object that belongs to you, an object that was made for your hand, tuned to your frequency, waiting for the day you are ready to claim it. Tonight, the lock on that door rusts through. The door swings open. The object begins to glow. It has been glowing for years, but the light could not pass through the wood and the iron. Now the barrier is gone, and the light is spilling into the hallway. You are the hallway. You are the passage through which this light travels to reach the rest of your life. Do not block it. Do not dim it. Do not ask someone else's permission to carry it. So go now. Prepare the space. Clear the static, eat lightly, speak little, wait. Wait with the patience of a hunter who knows the prey is already walking toward the clearing. Wait with the faith of a seed that has already been planted and only needs the dark to do its work. Wait with the certainty that you are not waiting in vain. The hand is already extended. The package is already labeled. The night is already arranged. And when it comes, when the thought drops into your mind like a stone into a still pond, when the dream hands you the object, when the chill passes through you and leaves something warm in its place, remember this. You were told, you were warned, you were prepared, and you did not tell a soul. You kept it whole, you kept it close, you kept it silent, and because you did, it will root, it will grow, it will become the tree under whose shade you will live the next chapter of your life. Now close this. Lock the door, turn off the light, and wait for the knock that only you can hear.